Hello friends, in this video tutorial, we will learn how can we do client-side form data validation by using Parsleys JavaScript library in Laravel framework. We all know, Parsley is the powerful JavaScript library, which has been used for form validation at client-side. It is dynamic form validation library, which has been used by many web developers for front-end form validation. Now here we have learned, how can we use Parsley form validation library, with Laravel framework, so we can perform form data validation at client side in Laravel framework. Now let's start discussing this topic. So this is our Laravel working folder. Here first we want to make database connection. So we have open Laravel environment file, and here we have defined MySQL host name set to localhost, database name set to testing, username set to root and password set to blank. Here we have make form validation controller file in controllers folder, and form validation.blade.php view file in views folder. First we have go to controller, and here we have write use statement with database. By using this we can perform database operation. After this, we have make index method. This is the root method of this controller. Under this, we have write return statement with view method, and under this we have write form validation. It will load form validation.blade.php file in browser. Now we have to form validation.blade.php file, and under this we have already imported Bootstrap library, jQuery library, and Parsley JavaScript library URL. First we want to make one register form, so here we have write HTML form tag with ID is equal to validate form. This form ID we will use to initialize Parsley JavaScript. Under this form, first we have write at the rate CSRF expression. It will protect your Laravel application from cross-site request forgery attacks. Below this, we have write input type is equal to text and name and ID attribute is equal to first name. Placeholder attribute is equal to enter first name. Here we have required attribute for validation. Same way for enter last name details. Here we have write input type is equal to text, name, and ID is equal to last name. After this, we have write placeholder attribute is equal to enter last name, and for validation here we have write required attribute. After this in third field, we want to enter email details. So here we have write input type is equal to text, name, and ID is equal to email. Here have write placeholder attribute is equal to enter email, and for required filed validation, here we have write required attribute. For filled password details, we have write input type is equal to password, name, and ID is equal to password. After this, we have write placeholder attribute is equal to password, and for required field form validation, Here we have add required attribute. Now here, we have again write input type is equal to password, name, and ID is equal to confirm password. After this, we have write placeholder is equal to, confirm password, and for required field validation, here we have write required. Same way for fill website details, here we have write input type is equal text, name, and ID is equal to website. After this we want to get confirmation from user, he has accept our terms and condition. For this here we have write input type is equal to checkbox. In this, we have write name and ID attribute is equal to check rules. Every user must be accept terms and condition, so here we have add required attribute. Lastly, for submit form details, we have write input type is equal to submit, name, ID and value is equal to submit. By click on this button, user details will be submitted to PHP script. For activate Parsley JavaScript library on this form, so here we have write $ with form ID, validate form with Parsley method. This method will activate this library on this form data. Now check this output in browser. First we want to set the root of index method, so we have open web.php file. Here we have write root class with get method, and under this, we have write form validation, and form validation controller at index. So it will called form validation controller index method, when we have write base URL / form validation in browser. Friends, here we can see, here we have enter base URL / form validation, then here we can see register form on web page, with submit button. So, when we have click on submit button, then we can see HTML5 validation on web page. But we want to use Parsley library for form validation, so now we have start discussing form validation using Parsley JavaScript library. For this we have go to form validation blade file, and here all fields are required to fill. So first we want to validate first name text box, and under this user can only alphabet character without space. So here we have write, data parsley pattern attribute is equal to, pattern for accept only alphabet character without space, it will validate value of this field, which has been matched with define regular expression. If value not match, then it will display validation message on web page, with text box background color will be changed. After this, here we have add one more attribute like, data parsley trigger is equal to key up event, it will display validation error on key up event. Friends, here we have refresh page, and directly click on submit button, so here we can see validation message on web page. Same way, we have write John 123 in first name, then on typing it has display validation message like invalid value. So this way we can validate first name using Parsley JavaScript library without write any line of code. Now we want to use same validation for last name also, So here also we have write data parsley pattern attribute is equal to regular expression for accept only alphabetic character without space. After this, here we have also write data parsley trigger attribute is equal to key up, so it will trigger validation on key up event. Now we want to validate email address, so here we have write data parsley type attribute is equal to email, it will validate that value is a valid address or not. After this, on which event we want to display validation message, for this here we have write data parsley trigger is equal to key up, so it will display invalid email on key up event. Here friends, first we have refresh page, and in email field we have type something, and after write something, it has display invalid email address message on web page. Now we have type proper email like johnsmith@webslesson.info, then it has removed validation message from web page, so this way we can validate email using Parsley library without write any line of code. After this we want to validate password field value, so here we have write data parsley length attribute is equal to 8 and 16. This attribute will validate password length, which has been between minimum 8 and maximum 16. If password string length not come in between this two range, then it will display invalid password error on web page. Now when this message must be seen. For this here, we have write data parsley trigger attribute is equal to key up, so on key up event it will display validation message, if value not come in between minimum and maximum range. Friends, first, we have refresh web page, and now we want to check password length validation, so here we have type only 4 character in password field, then we can see invalid password validation message on web page. Now we have enter password with minimum 8 character, and maximum 16 character, after write this password, validation message has been removed. After we want to validate confirm password value must be match with enter password value, for this here we have write data parsley equal to attribute is equal to, password field ID. This attribute validates this field value match with value of password. If confirm password field value not match with password field, then it will display validation message on web page. Now we want to display this validation message on which event. For this here we have write data parsley trigger attribute is equal to key up event. So when user types something in confirm password field, and value is not match with password field, then it will display validation message. Friends, here we have refresh web page, and here in password field we have enter password text in password field, and in confirm password field we have enter password 123 text. After write this it has display confirm password value not match with password field. So in confirm password field also, we have write password, so here validation message has been removed, because both field value has been match, so this way we can validate confirm password value with password. After this we want to validate website field to check, this field value is URL or not, so here we have write data parsley type attribute is equal to URL, This attribute check this field value is proper URL or not. If it is not proper URL, then it will display validation message. Now we want to trigger this validation on which event, so here we have write data parsley trigger attribute is equal to key up, so when user type under this tag and it will check enter value is proper URL or not. Friends, here first we have refresh web page, and after refresh of page, here in website field, we have type something, then it has display invalid URL validation message on web page. Now we have type proper URL like webs-lesson.info, after type this, invalid URL validation message has been removed from web page, so this way we can validate URL using Parsley JavaScript library. Lastly, we want to validate user has accept terms and condition by check box, and for this validation we not want to write any attribute, only required attribute is for validate this validation using Parsley JavaScript library. After all validation, now we want to submit form, if all data are proper and has been validated by using Parsley JavaScript library, so for submit form using Parsley JavaScript. Here we have write, $with form ID validate form with on method, and under this we have write submit event, so when form has been submitted this code will execute. Under this first, we have write event.prevent default method, this method will stop to submit form to server script. Below this, we have write if statement, and condition we have write $with form ID validate form with parsley method. Is valid method. This method will return true if all form data has been validated using Parsley JavaScript library. Under this block, we have write Ajax request with first option URL, and here we have write Laravel expression. Between this expression, we have write root method, and under this we have write form validation. Insert, it will send request to insert method of form validation controller. In second option, we have write method, and here we have use post method for send data to server. In third option, we have write data option, and in this option we can define which data we want send to server. So here we have write $this with serialize method, this method will convert form data into URL encoded string. In fourth option, we have write data type, and here we can define in which data format we want to receive data, so here we have defined JSON data type. After this we have write, before send callback function, this function has been called before request send to server. Under this function, we have write $with submit button ID, submit with attribute method with two argument like disabled and disabled, this code will disable submit button, after click for prevent to insert single data multiple time. Below this we have write $with submit button ID, submit with value method, and under this we have write submitting, this code will change submit button value before Ajax request send to PHP script. In last Ajax option, we have write success callback function, this function has been called, if request completed successfully, then it will receive data from server which we can access from this data argument. Under this function, First we have write $with form ID validate form with 0 index with reset method. This code will clear all form field. After this, we have again write $with form ID validate form with parsley method reset method. This code will remove all Parsley JavaScript library format from form, and form will be clean. Now we want to enable submit button, so here we have write $with submit button ID submit with attribute method with 2 argument. In first argument we have write disabled, and in second argument we have write false. This code will enable submit button. After this, we want to reset submit button value to submit, so here we have write $with submit button ID submit, with value method, and under this we have write submit. It will reset submit button value to submit. Lastly we have write alert statement with data.success argument. This code will pop up value of data.success argument on web page. Now we have go to form validation controller, and here we have make insert method, with request argument. It will receive Ajax request for insert data. Under this, we have write if statement, and under condition we have write request method, with Ajax method. If it has received Ajax request, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block, we have write $data variable is equal to array. In array first key we have write first name, and value get from $request, with get method, and under this we have write first name. It will fetch first name text box value. In array second key we have write last name, and value get from $request, with get method, and under this we have write last name. It will fetch last name text box value. In array third key we have write email, and its value get from $request, with get method, and under this we have write email. It will fetch email text box value. In array fourth key, we have write password, and its value get from $request, with get method, and under this we have write password. It will fetch password text box value. In array fifth key, we have write website, and its value get from $request, with get method, and under this we have write website. It will fetch website text box value. Now for insert data, here we have write database class, with table method, and under this, we have write register table. After this here we have write insert method, and under this we have write $data variable. It will make insert query, and insert data into register table. Now we have write return statement, with response method, with JSON method, and under this we have written success key, with data added. It will send response to Ajax request in JSON format. Now we have check output in browser. Friends, first we have refresh web page, and after refresh of web page we can see registration form on web page. Now we have directly click on submit button. After click on submit button we can see validation message on web page. So now we have write John 123 in first name field. After write we can see validation message like invalid data. So we have remove 123, and after this validation has been removed from first name field. After this, in last name field we have write Smith. After fill data in this field, then also validation message been removed from this field also. Now we have move write fill details under email field. So here we have type invalid email address in this field. So here we can see invalid email format message on web page. So here we have write proper email, and after write proper email, validation message has been removed from this field also. Now in password field, we have type only 4-character password. Then we can see validation message like password must be minimum 8 and maximum 16 character long. So we have type simple password text in this field, and validation message has been removed from this field. After this, in confirm password field, we have type password 123. Then it has display validation message like confirm password is not match with password field. So here we have remove 123. Now both password and confirm password value has been match. So validation message has been removed from this field. Same way in website field we have enter invalid website address. So here we can see invalid URL validation message. So after this we have enter proper website address, and after enter proper website address, validation message has been removed from this field also. Now we have again click on submit button, then here we can see terms and condition accept field is required to check. Without check this field we cannot submit form, so here we have accept this terms and condition. And lastly we have click on submit button. Here all form field has been properly validated by using Parsley JavaScript library, and form data has been submitted to PHP script, and we can see pop-up registration completed message on web page. So this way we can validate Laravel form by using Parsley JavaScript library without write any line of code. We have to write only data attribute in HTML field, and that field data has been validated. So this library has reduced form validation work of web developer. If you have any query or input regarding this video tutorial, please comment your query or input in comment box, or if you like this video tutorial please share with your friends, or even you can also share on social media also. Thanks for watching this video tutorial.